An array is a sequence of data of the same type. You can think of an array as a group of data. Sales data, product ID numbers, customer last names. It's a group of related data, and the data, all the data points or all the data elements have to be of the same type. Individual elements of an array are accessed using some type of integer index or subscript. Now, when you declare an array in C#, you have to specify 3 elements of the array: the array type, the rank, and the array name. Let's take a look at some examples. These first 2 declarations are declaring array types. I have an integer array called budget, and it is an array, and I have an integer array called score. Now notice the 3 elements that they have in common. The first is they both define a type, and they're both of type integer. The second component or element is the rank. The rank defines the dimension of the array. This is a single dimension or one-dimensional array, while this is a rank of 2, which means it's a 2-dimensional array. The last thing that you can see is the actual array name, budget, and score, respectively. Now that you've declared the array, that's not enough. The declaration of the array is the first step, but remember, arrays are reference types. It's not a value type, and as a reference type, I need to use the new keyword to create an array instance. When you actually instantiate an array, that's when you specify the size of all your ranks. In this example, I have declared an array. It's an integer array, and I can see its type, its rank. Its rank is 1, which means it's one-dimensional, and this is the name. But notice what I've done here is I've instantiated an array object. And this is where I actually determine the length or size of that single dimension. What 3 means, of course, is that I have 3 elements. That, of course, is not the upper bound. That is the number of elements in my array, and that's 3. Remember, just like other languages, VB.NET, C# is a 0 base. So C# arrays always start with a 0 as its initial or first element. So if I were to run this line of code, the way that it would be executed is that there would be 3 elements. Every element has a unique subscript or index. The initial element always has a base of 0, and by default, integer arrays are always initialized as 0. So you can see that when you declare an array, you always have to use the keyword new to instantiate it. And it's at that point that you actually determine or specify the size of all your ranks.